Welcome to the future. It's the end of work as we know it. Technology has made work awesome, and the happiness quotient of every worker is at an all-time high. In this podcast, we unbox opinions and sentiments of thought leaders who help draw a virtual blueprint of what the future of work will look like, where AI and humans complement each other. Here's your host, Vijay, welcoming you to the Unboxing Future of Work podcast.
So, hey Divya, great to have you on my Unboxing Future of Work. This is a special edition for me having you on this show. This is my third season starting, and I know before that your time did not work out. Great to have you on this show, and as you are a very very special friend, mentor in many ways for Supervity and us. So it's great to have you on the show. And for the audience, Divya is a friend and one of the AI automation veterans in the industry. I would see very few, leaders in the AI and automation space actually making big impact in the business to business toward helping business to transform their technology using AI and automation. Divya, great to have you.
Thank you, Vijay. It is really a pleasure to join you in this podcast. And thank you very much for this introduction. I'm honored. But yes, I am very, very passionate about AI and automation. And in everything I do infuse these technologies and try my best to ensure that these technologies can help our clients and our teams.
Absolutely. And it's been 5 years of association I've seen. And back then, many leaders wouldn't even know what AI and automation can do for organizations. And, you came to our, I think we met in a show where you mentioned, hey, this is what we want to do for our clients. How do we help them transform? I was like, okay, this is something that here is a leader whom we can trust, work with. And it's been a great association. And industry also transformed a lot. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation for us. Yeah. Looking forward to a great chat. So, Divya, now you are doing a phenomenal role as leading the competency of hybrid cloud and transformation in IBM. Just a little bit, if you can tell about your personal side a bit to start off with, and then where you studied, where you're from, where you live, and then a little bit about your role. Then we'll go a little deeper into our favorite topic for the day.
Sure, Vijay. So, I'm basically from Kerala, and I did my engineering from NIT Calicut, and then incidentally joined IBM. IBM was my first company I worked with, and this is my second stint in IBM. I lead the hybrid cloud transformation agenda for our clients, where we are necessarily helping our clients in in their migration to cloud or building of applications to cloud. So everything that's got to do with digital transformation of their processes is what we are dealing with here now.
I know. And you remember the world which was like the RPA, robotic automation,
Yes.
the whole journey. And then, from there, industry has been evolving. And today we are talking about generative AI. So and cloud has become the de facto standard for infrastructure, for not just for startups and tech companies, but also for large enterprises, for banks and manufacturing companies. So how do you see this cloud, Gen AI, some of these evolving trends coming in, and how your organization's customers who are traditionally conservative in using cloud kind of technologies and now AI and automation are evolving, and how rapid is it according to you?
So, see, when we first saw automation 5-6 years ago, it was pure play RPA, right? It was about automating the tasks. And from there, we moved to actually infusing it with AI. So, we had an entire hyper automation space that we saw coming up. The
I
entire
remember that. I
intelligent
remember that
automation.
buzzword. I remember that buzzword. Yeah.
So, and then at that point we thought that hyper automation is it, right? 60 to 70% of the organizations are going to be automated with this technology. But then we found that while some of the organizations did go through the whole hog and really automated their systems. Some of them didn't, right? Some of them actually plateaued. And some of the reasons which we saw why they plateaued was around, lack of culture aligned to using technologies, lack of, a change management per se, or even a framework, right? And primarily now with cloud and Gen AI coming in, we are again seeing the same excitement, right? Everybody wants to get into this. Everybody wants to move into using Gen AI and start moving to cloud. In fact, many of our clients, as we speak, have done their first 20% applications, which are easy ones to move to cloud. And now they're looking at, organizations to help them move the rest, right? And with the combination of Gen AI and the cloud technologies, I think these organizations are really going to make it now. They're going to go, overcome a lot of barriers that they earlier saw to
Yeah.
adoption of hyper automation.
Oh, absolutely. I think if you remember, in many of our own customers, we have seen this wavy adoption, right? If you look at, some of the customers have really embraced, and some of the customers just use it. Some of the customers could not scale, because I think it's about the mindset and the culture and the organizations, and which is changing thanks to Gen AI and some of these technologies, which are creating that awareness and buzz in the market. Which, now AI is mostly AI, cloud first, right? Whether it's going to be on the public clouds, or solutions like OpenAI and Google Bard and many other generative AI solutions. But at the same time, IBM has come up with a hybrid approach there as well, where working with Llama kind of solutions and Hugging Face. So a lot of private cloud, hybrid cloud combinations are emerging in the whole Gen AI. So how do you see companies, some of the top three trends, if you can say, for next 1-2 years, what's going to happen, where we start, where you are, and from here to in the hybrid cloud space and the Gen AI space?
So, Vijay, I think the next 3 years is going to see a huge uptake in Gen AI models, right? For large enterprises, it could be mostly around leaning around trust, around scalability, while also looking at energy efficiency. I've seen most of the organizations now get on the sustainability agenda. They want to make sure that while using Gen AI models, while using 5G technology, the sustainability is maintained, right? They don't want to harm the planet, and that is a big trend that we are going to see sustaining.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
what we are going to see is a lot of requirement for portability. While we are seeing people move to cloud, nobody wants to stay on a single cloud. We are going to see people wanting to move from one cloud, take the best of all, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants the best of all the clouds. So there will be a hybrid situation, there will be a multi-cloud situation, and a combination of, the 5G technology, the Gen AI, sustainability, and portability to cloud. That is what I'm seeing coming in the next few years.
Oh, you beautifully articulated. So if you look at the world, it's a multilateral priorities happening, right? One, on the technology side, there is a huge disruption and digital transformation happening, and on the other side, if you look at, a broader, bigger picture, there is like this thing like sustainability, which has become almost now the thing, right? From the business's point of view, they have to transform their supply chains. They have to change the way that they are making products, and the waste is managed, and that's going to be a big business driver, change driver, which will lead a lot of technology change as well. And Gen AI and some of these technologies can add great value, because it's if you look at where we see Gen AI happening, making big impact. In a very simple business functions wise, there's an engineering space, software development, which is being disrupted as we speak, where a lot of companies who could not afford cloud engineers, or full stack engineers, using now solutions like Copilot, GitHub Copilot, and many other solutions that are coming there in the market. That space is fast disrupting, right? And developer productivity is the big thing happening on the software engineering side. On the other
Absolutely.
side,
So you
yeah,
were also building a product, right, Vijay,
yeah,
around this area, and we spoke about this. So, it may be useful to,
absolutely.
explain how you're going about it, the digital skill industry, right? Because I think you're actually really nailing it by using those skills as the root of
Absolutely.
generating AI.
So the way that we are approaching this problem, if you, it's a big opportunity for all of us together. If you see the digital skilling space, we at Supervity, the way that we started rebranding and putting our solution in the market as an AI coach. The idea is to provide a personalized AI coach for everyone to adopt digital technologies. Right. So we are approaching it a very structured manner. We working with some of the industry bodies like NASCOM and Harvard and some of these where they are putting how digital skills and AI can augment value to organizations. So level one is basic digital life, like something that we all need, as simple as using email, as simple as using some portals. That's level one digital skilling. And then level two comes as the technology skills, which are very very basic nowadays. You have to start using creating presentations, you have to start doing videos editing. This has all become a part of new digital life for many of us. So using technology to next level, that is level two. And the level three comes very very industry specific solutions, right? So that is how we are looking at the digital skills, and how an AI coach with powered by generative AI to bring the knowledge and ability to guide the users on these applications between level one, level two, and level three. And most importantly, when it comes to enterprises, giving the capability for them to deploy this in a very secured, data private environment in a supporting hybrid cloud architecture. So that's where we are really, I think, in the last 6-7 years of work that we did in engineering in AI, private AI solution for customers is scaling. And thanks for asking, by the way. And it's the
Yeah,
way
I
that
think it is very helpful, right? We have a lot of our clients asking for enterprise knowledge management solutions because they want to retain the knowledge that they have in their organization, and they don't want to write pages of documents for that. So
exactly.
I think that is one place where I really see the fit for this product in terms of it being the assistant or be augmenting what the person already knows, and making sure that all these people who join the organization are using the same tools, the same ways, the same processes. And I think that's a really good way of using the digital skill and the generative AI.
Absolutely, we could not have put it better the way that you articulate. So this is exactly where we see AI can play a perfect role. I mean, we don't see any better role that AI can play than an AI coach to augment business users to adopt these new technologies, and also the common citizens, right? Common citizens and people to use so many digital portals and technologies that are coming up. So very excited to see Gen AI playing a big role in the knowledge management space. And if you look at from just enterprise point of view, Divya, one is software engineering we just talked about, which companies like even us are changing the way that we are developing products, right? And on the enterprise side, you have seen business teams, right? Like on the customer support side, employee support, application support, and knowledge management. These are all the simple, quick winning use cases that we see in Gen AI, which companies can start and get going. Yes.
So primarily in IBM, we are not looking at just supporting with conversational chatbots, but what we are also doing is using these generative models to actually be able to deliver high quality software code. So if you actually look at it, in our offerings where we are helping people to migrate or modernize their applications, we actually are trying to use these generative models so that the code can be moved maybe from a COBOL application to a Java based application using generative AI without actually having people
For
doing
me,
that code. And
yeah.
I think that has really helped in improving the quality of the delivery for us.
No, it's amazing, and the way that you guys are transforming the traditional offerings, right? Well, it's as simple as application management and support. The code refactoring, legacy code refactoring. These are all, they're very expensive problems to solve, but very less business ROI if you really want to spend so much. But having AI to immediately help users to be very effectively, productively, and with less resources can mean companies can quickly, effectively transform their technology, and that itself is a lot of productivity addition to the organizations and the world if you look at how companies can transform. So and
Absolutely. And what we are also doing is, in fact, using generative AI to create synthetic data that helps us to build more robust and trustworthy AI models as well. So it's actually going a full circle while you're doing that.
and with your people adding the additional value in the entire data ecosystem here in the
Of
training data to
course.
there. So having using AI to synthesize the data is a great way to cut down the model training times. And so
Absolutely.
interesting. And how are you looking at the business side of it going, right? If you look at, you mentioned about one of my favorite topics, sustainability, right? Do you see in India and some of these Asia Pacific regions which you are leading as a the competency, how sustainability coming any playing in the world, and how do you see any technologies which are making some quick impact there? Any specific insights, because it's a very favorite topic of mine.
Right, right. So sustainability has become a very favorite topic in all boardroom conversations, right? Everybody wants to know. And one of our favorite ones I would talk about is where we are using the microservices based architecture, right? And the use of Quarkus as a technology that tremendously reduces the energy
Right.
utilization, right? So this is something our distinguished engineers talk about day in and day out. But yeah, this is something that we see as something that we use in almost every digital transformation engagement now, where we have a microservices based architecture. Yeah.
That's a new learning for me today, right? And this is where we look up to companies like IBM, where you innovate at a scale which makes impact, right? And these are the kind of research that you guys do, which can really percolate to companies, learn from you guys to even we can take these messages back to our customers and how things can be changed in the
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. So Divya, now it comes to my favorite section of the session is the rapid fire. So I'll
Okay.
keep asking questions. You have to answer.
Hmm.
It's there is no right or wrong here, but you just have to be faster,
Sure.
right? So, what's your favorite app?
LinkedIn
Is it the first app that you look at once you get up in the morning?
after Outlook.
So Outlook still is the first one. So and then
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
Outlook is the first one, but not really the favorite one.
Yeah, for all of us. Hopefully, with Gen AI, maybe it will start becoming a little more favorite one. And
Maybe if it is able to prioritize things for us much better.
yeah. Then favorite book.
I'm now reading Indomitable by Arundhati Bhattacharya, and I'm finding it very inspiring. While also the way that she's the lucid way in which she's written that book, it is fun, and at the same time really inspiring. So yeah,
You just added a book.
that's my favorite book right now,
Just you added a book for me to in my reading list.
of course.
Great, great.
That's
And
a really good one to read. How she actually, overcame her obstacles, and we'll have million books which have people overcoming obstacles, but this one stuck with me.
so it's more on the personal side of Arundhati, or it is on the business side of it? How? Um,
Both, right from the way when she started to actually how she was able to grow the ladders and the kind of hardships and challenges she had to face. But everything was written in such a manner it didn't sound like it was a hardship that she faced. It actually looked like how she overcame it, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. The point of view is important in terms of how you are
yes,
presenting, and the tone is important. So it looks like it was more inspiring than telling personal story, right?
yes.
Amazing. And if you look at very very few women who actually are coming forward and in these new technologies, and a lot of inspiring women coming, and people like you who are leading. And it's not just now, right? You guys are there for almost for years. and it's very inspiring to look at you and many of your colleagues. It's just not about women. You're leaders who are driving change and inspiring many other people like me and many other women as well to get into technology and in the AI and automation space. So kudos to you, Divya. And that brings one more
Thank
important
you.
rapid question. Who is your favorite colleague? It's a tough question. You have to pick one.
Favorite colleague? There are many colleagues, mentors, bosses whom I've had who are who are my favorites. But if I had to pick one, it would be one from my very early days. In IBM, the first stint in IBM, a person who was my manager as well at that point, Amar Bhaskar, who actually pushed me into doing things, be the first person to do something, right? So, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that was a favorite. He was one person who actually pushed me to do things differently.
Absolutely. We all would have that one person who changes our perspective from, as we start building blocks of our career, right? And showing the path that you can be something and put us into that path. And from there, we meet someone. So great to learn from about Amor. And how, so this concludes our rapid fire. You did amazingly well. Uh, the last and most important part is, while all this disruption happening, India and many other countries, we still continue to produce a lot of engineers, right? Every year, not just engineers and many graduates as well. So, what's your message as somebody who's pioneering and championing new age technologies for businesses to transform? What's your message for the new age workforce who are joining in the IT or technology world, and what would be some not to worry about all these technologies happening, but how do they put themselves ready for this disruption?
So, Vijay, that's an interesting question, right? And interesting also because yesterday I met with a new cohort of graduate engineers who joined IBM very, very recently. They were a very bright, excited bunch, ready
Mhm.
to deep dive into the technologies, right? And I had only one advice for them, that whichever technology they're doing, they need to learn something every day. If you keep learning, you keep asking questions, you keep being, in IBM we say be curious, right? Always. So keep asking the right questions. It doesn't matter whether you're doing COBOL or you're doing microservices, whether you're doing Java, you're doing Angular. What matters is keep learning and that will make sure that you will keep
Right.
improving in your career.
Absolutely. And that is that's about the growth mindset, right? You keep learning
Yes,
means you're being relevant. And if you're being relevant, it doesn't matter. You will be moving, transforming yourself with the technology and the industry. So I think that's a message for all of us and many of us who it's just not for freshers, not because technology now has changing so fast that all of us have to continuously learn. And I
absolutely.
think
Yeah.
message. It's a beautiful message. And great if you can summarize, sustainability, portability, two major trends that are shaping the new age digital transformation, and then keep learning. That's as simple as that. Like, keep learning something every day. As simple as that mantra for everyone.
Absolutely.
Great,
Well
great to have you,
summarized,
Disha.
Vijay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
great.
enjoyed this conversation.
Absolutely, it's a very special edition to me, special episode for me having you because I feel the kind of recognition and the support that you gave for early stage startups, and now we are a growing startup, but there are very few leaders who can really sense how startups can add value in the enterprise ecosystem. Not just big companies can do everything. There is a role and play for everyone, and how you beautifully put us into while de-risking the customers and by making them win, making everybody a win-win is not everybody's cup of tea. And we need leaders like you in the industry to promote innovation while making value being delivered to customers. Thank you very much. Great to have you. Appreciate it.